Hello, this is Marshall Kirkpatrick, the Vice President of Audience Development here at RCR Wireless News. I'm with Mike Miller, the IT Director of the Four Seasons Hotel in San Francisco. We're about to get a tour of the DAS system throughout the hotel. I'm very excited to check it out. And Mike, can you tell us a little bit about your experience and what things were like before you installed the system?
Well, before the system, it was quite a black hole for signal. None of our users could actually get anything within the building. Unfortunately, that created a lot of guest complaints for us from our front desk and our management point of view. So we ended up with a lot of problems there.
And I imagine
guest satisfaction.
Events organizers had issue with that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now you've got a whole new system.
We do. We have a great system now. The system actually supports it's a neutral host system right now, but we also have two carriers that are currently involved in that, which is AT&T and T-Mobile, which has alleviated a great deal of stress on a lot of our event people. A lot of our BlackBerry users now have the ability to use their phones as well as the iPhone too.
Well, thank you very much. I'm excited to see the facility and hear more about how you got it set up and what you can do with it.
Okay, I look forward to showing it off. This is Mike Miller. I'm the IT director here at the hotel. Went ahead and brought this DAS system in here about 18 months ago. So I'm going to give you guys a quick tour. I'm going to check out the guest floors, or at least one guest floor, show you a remote unit. And on top of that, we're going to go see the DAS Headend unit too. And you'll see the whole system. You guys ready to go?
You bet.
Okay. So what we'll first do, let's go ahead and take the elevators up to the 10th floor. Give you an idea what the antennas look like. As you can see out here, they're pretty discreet. When you look around, you don't see them up on the ceiling. On the floors, it was a little different. We didn't quite have the opportunity to hide them as well here in the lobby level. But you'll see that they're pretty hard to find.
I bet. So prizes for the first people who can spot them?
Yeah. All right, so here we are on the 10th floor. Go ahead and look up at the ceiling. You don't see very much going on up there. There's one down here at the end. We have another one right here. And there's two more down this direction. So you'll see the cup right here in the ceiling. It really keeps it discreet and hidden. So we built in the hatch here too in order to be able to service it better.
Is it a similar layout in each floor?
It's almost identical each floor. We do have some variation in the location to where they place them. Some floors there's 4, some are 5.
I see.
Okay.
So it's all Crown Castle did this for you?
Pardon?
Is it Crown Castle?
Yes.
And,
Crown Castle Repeated Signal was the workhorse that kind of brought it all in, did the work.
Repeated Signal Solutions out of Santa Barbara.
Yeah, I see.
So if we follow this way, we're going to find the remote units. All right, here's our mobile access unit right here. Go ahead and come on in. Yeah, please come on in. Anybody wants to take a look inside? So right behind you actually is the mobile access unit. You see the Helix cable coming in. They ran a single mode fiber to each floor in order to distribute the system. Again, do you recall, does this serve just the one floor or 2? I know that they do multiple.
floors.
It does do 2.
Each remote unit serves 2 floors.
Okay.
So there's one every other floor.
And this goes to the base station?
Yes. Yes.
So
Actually, the base station, this here goes to each one of the antenna units. The blue.
oh, okay.
The yellow is the fiber, and it goes back down to the DAS.
Oh, I see.
So this is our base model. This is really just where the employees are. We put it down here kind of as an extra in the contract. We wanted to make sure that we had signal for our employees too, not just for the guests. So this is another public space that we had that would accommodate probably another 300 to 500 people. So right here we have the antenna that actually serves most of the guests' need for this area. And again, we have our IDF closet back here with the remote unit. So, of course, you see one, you see them all.
Cable, is that the power? Second one is the power? Oh, no, it's
No, it's only one.
What's the second one? Oh, that's just for hanging.
They added extra stuff up there. There's I believe 5 strands of Cat 6 that they ran in excess
That's correct.
for future projects, whatever it might be.
For an eventual Wi-Fi
Right.
solution.
Right.
So we didn't have to do it again. Yeah, actually, it was part of the deal.
It was part of the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not serving the Wi-Fi right now, but it has the capacity to do so?
That's correct.
Yes. We were trying to future-proof it.
Cable's cheap.
It is.
It is when-
especially when you do it all once.
So when you go
I'm just trying to imagine what would lead to using that Wi-Fi capacity in the.
The extra cabling we put in.
Yeah, what would prompt, what might prompt a facility like this to switch over to use that capacity as opposed to your existing systems?
I don't know, Rich, do you have any other suggestions to that?
No, but so what he's asking is there a carrier data offload onto the Wi-Fi aspect? Right. And right now, the carriers were just interested in a distributed antenna system for their commercial frequencies. And if a carrier saw a need to have additional capacity by offloading data onto the Wi-Fi, then that would be a system we'd be talking to the Four Seasons about. Right now, they have their existing system, and we don't necessarily want to cannibalize that existing revenue that they acquire from that. So it's just kind of a working with the carriers, working with the hotel, and figuring out what the right solution is.
One of the things we encountered when we were putting in this head-end unit is where to put the head-end unit. So we determined that there was an open space down here in our ramp that actually would suit the needs of this unit quite well. Because we didn't actually have any other square footage upstairs in the other service areas to be able to accommodate this kind of size, the power needs, and also the cabling. So you'll see that it actually works out kind of well for the weird area that it's in.
And what we normally look for is space that cannot be utilized by the property owner. So obviously we don't want to go in a space that they could use and they could collect revenue on. So we look, and you'll see down here, this is essentially just useless space. But for us, it's very useful. All right, so right here we have AT&T. And as you can see, it's the full outdoor cabinets, full capacity. You asked about the Pico cell earlier. Obviously, you get a whole lot more capacity with this. And they have room to expand here. Once again, we took advantage of the space that was just here. It wasn't being utilized for anything. And it worked out very well. Our head-end equipment is beyond the door on the far right there. We take their RF signal through the traditional coax, and we run it over there. You can see the cable tray painted white hanging right below the ledge there. That takes their regular RF feed into our equipment where we convert it into light waves that we distribute down. I'll let you go in and take a look if you'd like. That's about it. That is the head-end equipment. It's in two 19-inch racks. You can see the RF feed through coax coming over the top from the carriers. And I wish there was a whole lot more to show you, but it is relatively simple. We get a big bang for our buck. Not very much equipment, but it does cover the whole hotel. Oh, yeah. And then, of course, there's as Mike pointed out, there's a lot of room for growth. We try to make sure that we can accommodate the future needs of the carriers without modifying the system too much. So we just add equipment as needed.